we're going to actually give you a live demo of some of the individual music stems that we were able to recover.
All right, so from a lot of the new tapes that we recovered, now for some of the songs we were going to get, there were some fans who had rare songs and they were on audio tape, and we were actually asking around for a lot of fans to donate their tapes to us for a little while so we could get recordings. And so for some of the songs, this is what we were going to have. I don't know if, However, with the new audio tapes that we got, here's what we got.
Way to love. Take one.
It's even better with headphones on. Now, other songs, all we could find was an employee had an MP3 file from 10 years ago, and we don't know where the tapes are, but we still took it.
It's you I miss. It's you who's
Rare
on my
lounge version of It's You, played by a character in the Southern Cross. George Sullivan. Now, also for Sentinels, we also got several Sentinel songs. So, the Beta Fighter testing scene. We never had this on the soundtrack before. We also have this song, which sounds like a little bit like another 80s song you might recognize. Also, for some of the songs, we actually got the full versions, because on the soundtrack, they would just fade off at the end. Like that. They would just fade off at the end. But we got the complete recordings, and now you can play it to the very end of the song, where they assume that it's already faded off. And that's like another entire minute of guitar solo there. But the real, but the crown jewel of all this is We Will Win. We found an entire third verse that was never on the soundtrack. We have all the instruments on separate recordings so that we were able to make this new version. So here. We also have a guitar solo. So I don't have time to demonstrate some of the other stuff. Like, we actually were able to make the instruments move around the stage, which wasn't possible before. But anyways, you really, really need to hear it on headphones later when it comes out. It's amazing. So anyways, back to Tommy.
So, I think we just squeezed that all in there. They gave us the 5-minute warning, which means we have enough time for questions.
Okay. Will the
Robotech documentary be available separately outside of the box sets and the complete set series and all that?
No. The only way to get it is from the complete set from A&E. Oh, do we have giveaways?
Yes, everyone who asks a question, feel free to come up here and claim a prize.
All right, next.
Who's your favorite, Minmay or Lisa, and why?
Who's my favorite?
Minmay or Lisa?
Minmay or Lisa? I didn't like either of them. I was more like a Rook girl.
Well, what about the rest of you guys?
Oh, out of those two? Oh, actually, ask Tony. That's a question for Tony.
Who would you prefer, Minmay or Lisa?
Yeah, it's got to be Lisa.
It's official. Tony picked Lisa.
This question's actually for Tony as well.
Yes.
How did you talk briefly in the documentary about you finding out that Roy Folker's death during the actual during the taping and everything and voice recording? How did it affect you afterwards?
Well, it was a little shocking. I mean, at the time, to have a main character die in an animated television show was unheard of. I mean, so it was a little bit. I guess for the next week or so, until we had a chance to talk to Carl, until I had a chance to talk to Carl, I was really kind of befuddling as to this ain't your dad's cartoon, kind of thing. It was something new and different. So, in terms of affecting it, it certainly made me take the story and the dramatics of the story a lot more seriously, because I realized this was something different than what I've seen before. Thank you.
I just want to say that everything that has been announced tonight has been a huge sigh of relief. I actually was at a smaller convention, AO, when you announced that the movie had gotten greenlit for live action, and it was in the process of still having the script development. My question is, though, has it been developed enough to where you can start production?
Actually, a really important a really important bridge that hasn't been crossed yet is a director hasn't been hired. Oftentimes what happens is a script can be very good, it can be very polished, but it might not fit the director's style. Oftentimes the director comes in and he will noodle with the script and take it in maybe a different creative direction. It always happens. Or a director might love the script as is, shoot it as is, but we don't know until that bridge is crossed. So yeah, that's one stage that the process hasn't reached yet.
Okay. One other thing, I'm a visual effects artist, and I still want in. I wanted in 2 years ago. I still want in on this production now. So
when Pirates of the Caribbean was imposed, everybody in Hollywood was working on it because the movie was so big. So maybe you'll be working on it.
Hi, it's kind of for you. I guess I've done a little research internet. It seemed like do you know what an MMO is? Massive multiplayer online games. I guess I've seen some fans kind of create their own, but I'm wondering, is there any thoughts on officially backing something officially by Harmony Gold or yourself? Or
We are definitely interested in this. One of the things we had mentioned before is that Warner Brothers, along with the live action rights for Robotech, they had also picked up a lot of merchandising rights. And one of the things they want to coordinate with the live action release is they want to coordinate the release of video games. So any kind of new video game development will probably happen in parallel with the production of the live action film.
Thank you. All right, everybody, this next one has to be the last one, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. We're out of time.
With the live-action Robotech that Warner Brothers is planning, you suppose they're going to figure out a way of squeezing a 40-foot Zentradi into a battle pod wearing a spacesuit?
Yes.
I don't know. I mean,
Look at it. I mean, they look like they're a contortionist.
That's so speculative when they haven't even gotten to that level of post-production. I think that's a bridge to be crossed in the future.
Visual effects are wonderful.
Yeah. Oh, they said stop. We got to wrap it up. We got to let the next group of folks in. So thank you very much. You were an excellent crowd.
Thank you, guys.
All right,
one last thing. This has nothing to do with anything, but recently, Japan was hit with an earthquake and tsunami. Me and some friends from the anime industry are selling T-shirts, and all proceeds are going to go towards Japanese disaster relief. Come meet me afterwards at $20 each if you want to help out.